Welcome to another eyeball-shattering episode of Fearless TV, the program that's been punched around the ring more times than Mike Tyson. Straight ahead this week, we'll aquaplane into some big swells and crank up some huge air on the sailboards. We're right out of the chopper into the big drop for mountain bike mayhem. And some bizarro mixed-up border-cross ski action coming your way this week on Fearless TV.
3, 2, 1, go!
Bordercross racing has been established in the regions of the globe with a suitable climate for a number of years now, and thanks to the efforts of legendary riders such as Sean Palmer and Turjay Hutchinson, together with incredibly cooperative sponsors like Swatch and Red Bull, the sport looks set to have a very healthy future. The Swatch Bordercross Tour takes in all major American and Canadian venues, along with some fantastic European stops thrown in, and has become a worldwide attraction for riders and spectators alike. It was basically developed from a smaller independent event, such as the Bordercross section at the Rip Curl Heli Challenge, which is held in New Zealand each year. The Heli Challenge attracts entrants from around the globe in its own right, with each country vying to take home the honours, and the French proving particularly successful in recent years. Due to the unpredictability of the alpine areas in the region and the need to set courses at short notice, the event is staged within a 2-week time window, with only a number of days actually suitable for riding or skiing. This creates an environment of fairness among competitors, as all have equal amounts of practice time, if any, along with some fairly spectacular results, as the actual race in many cases is the first time riders have experienced the course. The Bordercross section of the Heli Challenge is also a little different to other events, in that both boarders and skiers take part, sometimes together, which creates some interesting racing and tactics, more like a rugby scrum than anything else. And this course, rather than relying heavily on man-made obstacles, makes extremely good advantage of the natural terrain. Time to get back into some serious downhill mountain bike stuff now. And what better way to access the best heights and save the energy for the downhill blast than to harness the power of the chopper as a means of transport to the top. Much like heli skiing, this is the ideal way to travel, and providing there's a suitable landing spot somewhere near the takeoff point and a steady stream of cash to pay for the chopper, all problems are pretty well solved. The only other things that require some attention are the helmet cams and a quick gear check, rider protection equipment, then hop on board and point the bike to the fat end of the mountain. In reality, this is sometimes more challenging than it sounds, especially when riding soon after heavy falls in the area, as this can lead to much rutting and erosion, which causes some special problems for relatively narrow mountain bike tyres. Brakes and suspension need to be checked seriously before attempting a descent like this, as speeds of 60 plus kilometres an hour are easily and frequently reached. And locking up the front wheel in a loose dirt corner is a certain get-off. Another factor to keep in mind with this type of riding is to keep a constant eye on the distance between you and the rider in front, or if they're out of sight, assume you'll ride into them around the next corner. Nothing like a few downhill surprises. Downhill mountain biking is the ideal way to develop excellent cornering and braking skills assisted by gravity. Skateboarding has come a long way since the day some inventive roller skater decided to mount his wheels to a plank of wood. And a whole new culture complete with its own language and lifestyle has grown from a small idea. Here's what it looks like today. This little piece of brilliance could probably be called Daft River Raft, but to protect the innocent participants, those at the front of the raft who paid money for this, and to highlight the genius of the river guides at the back, this is our Fearless TV Play of the Day. Let's mix up that unstoppable combination of one aeroplane and half a dozen or so adrenaline-pumped skydivers. Strap on 20 kilos of state-of-the-art parachute equipment and herd them out to the exit. A quick overview of the coming landscape and everybody's fired up and ready to go, at least on the outside. This is where it all comes together. The jump height is reached, all the manoeuvres are visually implanted in the brain and ready to be executed with military precision above the rapidly approaching ground. As the group forms, the docking procedure is accurately timed and executed. A level approach is paramount to a preliminary wrist grab before completing a grip, shaking and braking for the next formation. The key to executing these routines is precise body control, something only mastered after a large number of hours. Relative work, as it's known, is rapidly becoming the most popular form of skydiving at club level. Competitors must complete a number of set moves or sequential patterns, consisting of stars, diamonds, snowflakes, wedges and spiders to name a few, all constructed at a descent rate around 190 kilometres an hour. A mistimed or extended manoeuvre at this altitude can have disastrous results, so the danger here is very real. Here now for your listening and dancing pleasure once again is the Mixed Nuts Bordercross start and how to not to make it off the line.
The guy's running the last, probably too.
Something diehard surfers have discovered over the years is that big waves quite often bring big wind. And when the surf is chopped to pieces, it's time to break out the mast and boom and jump into the harness for some sick airtime. The introduction and development of much lighter weight rigs utilising aluminium masts, carbon booms and featherweight sailcloth, along with lighter, more buoyant composite boards, has led to some very serious recalculations on the amount of time spent in the air. Along with a nice 35-knot breeze and some fat lips to hit double front flips, back flips, barrel rolls and other insane moves are now becoming more commonplace, and windsurfing is going harder and higher than ever before. Here's some nice work to keep you smiling. Alright, let's get those spurs back on and climb aboard for some rootin' tootin' rodeo action. Although you'd probably only put holes in the boat in this event. We're back in the water at Canoe Rodeo headquarters, and the competitors have had some time to warm up to familiarise their heads with all the underwater rocks. So it's time to get some serious 360s underway. The beauty of Canoe Rodeo is that anyone looking for a new means of freestyle expression in canoeing is quick to pick up on the attraction of the sport as a means of learning additional skills. And with the increase in numbers of those taking part, canoe manufacturers are rapidly increasing the range available. Already a huge drawcard in the USA and Europe, it won't be long before Canoe Rodeo gains worldwide acceptance.